Hello, one and all, and welcome to the first episode of F1 2020 My Team. This is, of course, a brand new game mode that Codemasters have brought in for F1 2020, and I'm going to be playing through it. I'll be making this into a series, hoping to see it uploads maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So we're going to kick things off with our first episode, where today, we're going to be creating our first team, becoming the 11th team on the Formula 1 grid.
Welcome to MyTeam. Here, you'll experience the world of Formula 1 not only as a driver, but as the owner of a brand new F1 team. First things first, let's choose your character.
So with that, we are going to be creating our driver avatar. Now, I won't keep you waiting for too long. We're just going to get into it, mash it up, and we'll get back to you when we're done. So here we are then. This is our little Donny. As you can see, he's got a bit of a blue, purple and black outfit that we're going to be starting off with, and now we're going to be jumping right into the team now with a team name. We are going to be as creative as you can be, because we're going to be naming our team Dakar Grand Prix. I know, thank you, yep, I know, just the level of creativity is on another level here, but yeah, that is going to be it. Dakar Grand Prix, that is what we're going to be rocking with to move on. And of course, now we're moving on next up, so we've got our sponsors to fill in. Our title sponsor. Now for this one, we're going to be looking for maybe a higher income one, because it's going to be a lot of money that we're going to have to splash on our power unit and on our teammate, so we're going to have to go high end on this one. And I'm looking towards Pacifico, but also that loop sponsorship, because of the goal. You can see 5 points finishes in a season. I think very achievable, and it's very good all around. Good bonus, decent income, and of course a high signing bonus is a good all around package to look for. So we're going to go Loop as our title sponsor. And of course, next up, a very important one is the power unit. Now, this was actually a difficult choice. You see, the Ferrari statistics are very, very good. They're right high end, but it's also that price is just, it dwarfs all the other numbers, and I get the feeling that's a little bit too much. On the lower end, you've got, Honda, Renault, a bit cheaper, but you can see their stats, especially that durability stat is a little bit lower. And I think the team that strikes the best balance between price, performance, durability is that Mercedes power unit, and I'm leaning towards that because it's such a good all-arounder, a good platform to start with. So we're going to go Mercedes as our power unit. Let's get it moving. So of course, next up we are going to be selecting our teammate. Now, we've got $1.7 million still in the bank, so we can afford all of these drivers actually, but I don't want to be starting off near bankrupt, so I'm actually looking more towards those drivers with a $1 million price tag that we're looking at here. And of course, out of those, the highest rated driver there, Williano Alesi, I've probably butchered that name, but we're going to be going with him then as our teammate for this season. He's a good fit, and I think he'll work very well with our team. So with that then, we're going to be making up our livery yet again. I'm not going to keep you waiting for too long. We're just going to mash it up, try and get our identity down, and yeah, we'll see what we go with. And here is our livery now. The customization isn't great on this game, so yeah, it's not much, but yeah, the kind of blue and purple colour scheme that we've been rocking with as well in our uniform, we're going to go with. And next up is just the badge and also the team colours, and yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to make that up quickly. Going to cut to the chase then, and we'll keep moving forward after this. And with that then, we are all set to go then. There's our badge, there are our team colours, you can see on the stripes. So I don't think there's much more to say here. And yeah, we're going to hit advance, we're going to move on, and then get right into the nitty-gritty things in Formula 1. You can see here our calendar. We're going to be going with a full 22 race season, so it's going to be a long, hard grind, but it's going to be good fun. So 22 races, and we'll move on next up for our first taste of the media in my team.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out though as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. There's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team though is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
So for this first question, we're going to go down the humble route of it there, saying it's been a lot of work.
Every team needs two drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
So yeah, for this one, we're going to be quite nice to our teammate Alesi by up him by saying we've got a lot of potential in him.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
Now this is an interesting one. I don't want to say Williams, even though it's the easy answer, because I want to aim a little bit higher than that. So I'm actually going to pick a team with quite a lot of prestige, quite a lot of history, and so we are going to choose Alfa Romeo Racing to have as our rivals.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
So we're now going to be focusing on the departments, and my plan for this is just to balance it out and bar each one of them up there, give them all their props. So we're starting off with the chassis balance and the chassis department.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
So again, we've now went for the chassis, and again for this one, we're going to talk about our power unit there. So yeah, our powertrain department, we're going to get them up there as well.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
And again, for this one, we're going to be focusing now on the aero department there, and yeah, bigging them up as well.
And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
So the one department that we haven't went for yet is the durability department, so we're just going to pick that for our final question.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
So with that is our first taste of the media in F1 2020 MyTeam. So now we're going to going to HQ and moving on, see what we can do with the car in the early stages of this F1 2020 MyTeam experience. So here we are then. This is the menu, and I just want to point out how great I think how great a job I think Codemasters have done with this. It's a very complex bit of menu, as you can see, a lot to take in, and as you can see from this vehicle performance, I've actually managed to build a car that's quicker than Williams, quicker than Haas, which surprised me. I thought we'd be dead last, right at the bottom, but obviously we've got a little bit of a boost, so we've done well to kick things off. So it's not looking too bad for us, but of course we don't want to sit static here, because we'll get mugged off by the other teams below us. So we've got to keep working. So we're going to go to our R&D tree now and see what we can do with that. Now, as you can see, we're not very far up the tree. A lot of it still hidden from us. But if you look at that, we've only got one aero upgrade. So I'm thinking we're going to go to that and just try and push it up. So we're going to develop the front wing main flap, and that is going to, of course, give a big boost to our aero, to our front wing, and that's going to help us out with pushing out our car in the development race. But now we're going to turn the clock forward by a week and a bit, then getting towards that car reveal. We get our weekly resources, and now of course we're getting a little bit of a message from our advisor that we can now manage our time a little bit better by allocating certain goals to a period of time. So you can see here, our activity is going to be a driver training camp to help out our teammate. Also, we've managed to rack up enough resource points so that we can put it in a chassis department. We're going for a central underway upgrade and push us up in that development race. We've got to get closer to Alfa Romeo. They are big rivals for this season. As you can see, we're moving up the tree slowly but surely. It's looking good for us early on, but now that now we're going to finally reveal our 11th car on the grid. We're going to make an entry to the sport of Formula 1. And there you have it. There is our machine to go forward in the sport then. I know the livery's not too great, but customization's a little bit poorer in this for now. And now we're just going to turn the clock forward yet again, get our resources, wrap up our driver training camp, and now there's only one thing left in our way, and that is the Australian Grand Prix. And I'm going to wrap up this first episode here just ahead of the race. Of course, we'll be getting into it very shortly in just a couple of days. Next episode will be out on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. And again, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And yeah, that's going to be very exciting then. The first race coming in 2 days on the channel, so we're not going to keep you waiting for too much longer. So without further ado, I'm Adaka, and until next